What's up traders, and welcome back to the channel. This week our custom algo scanner just flagged 3 high probability trade setups that you need to know about, and they are EA, Netflix, and DoorDash. These names are setting up for major moves based on structure, momentum, and market flow. And in today's video, I'm breaking down exactly why. If you've been watching, you know that we nailed that Netflix short not too long ago, and now we might have a few more lining up. So let's get into the charts. Let's first analyze EA, which has been seeing that continued momentum just like the market. EA on a daily chart is well below the 50 and 200 EMA, showing that overall the sellers are in control. Now, something important that we have to note is, as you guys know, I love to use anchored VWAPs. So what we do here is plot an anchored VWAP from this high, which basically stands for the overall average price in which the market participants entered from that high, and it's currently right now at 135.46. Right now, if we plot an anchored VWAP from the low, basically here from where we came in, that low, basically where the buyers came in, I'll put it as green, we see that the average long participant entered at 133.39. So what does this mean? Well, we are below the 200, below the 50, and we're below the red swing high anchored VWAP, and almost below this green VWAP, showing that if the buyers, I repeat, if the buyers fail to hold this $133 level right here, it will be a continued downside momentum, and this could be a trade towards the $128 level as support, towards $120.32 level, with a stop loss towards here. This is how I will be playing the name if these conditions follow. As you can see, something that can also add to the bearish sense is that we try to go above it, but we had like some type of flag in here, some consolidation, and we rejected that. If the buyers were truly present and the sellers weren't overwhelming them, we would have gone higher. But overall, this stock, just like the market, has been sold off and the sellers are just in control. Now, the next name that we're going to be analyzing is going to be Netflix. As you guys know, we made a video not too long ago about going short Netflix, and it happened exactly like we said. We plotted an anchored VWAP from this high, same setup. As you guys can see, the pattern is the same. Now, also from here, from the swing low, showing that when the buyers came and entered, basically their average price was $924, around there. The sellers came in around $943. You guys saw how we tried to get above the 50. Well, this was a long trap. And what happened here was that the sellers that came at this price, they saw buyers coming in and they said, you know what, let's pull back and let's allow them to overcome us for a little bit. So they withdrew their selling, and the buyers obviously came in naturally. Once they got it above here, basically at a cheaper price, they could short it again, add more to the position at cheaper prices towards these highs and just bring it down. And that is what happened. I said, if the buyers fail to hold this green anchored VWAP, basically their entry positions, then we would be downside momentum towards that 857 and eventually that 200 period. Now, here's where it's important, because we're seeing the exact same thing. We saw that confluent level of the 200 and this $825 level, which was previous support that came in, right? So if the buyers fail to hold even the 200 EMA and this level that's forming confluence with 825, then we will be seeing further downside continuation towards this support level of 748, right? It sounds like it's maybe too much, but it is possible with all the news that we've been seeing, and overall Netflix is a big mover, as you guys can see, on this day, on this decline that we saw, this red candle, we subsequently declined, around $40. So it's pretty much possible if the buyers fail to hold that level there. So I'll be watching this name over the course of the week, probably 2 weeks, and if it breaks, this could be a swing trade. You can even go on a smaller time frame and trade on a 5-minute chart, and if it trades that level, then you can trade intraday and just overall your longer term target should be towards there, and you should be expecting a bounce towards at a $748 level, right? Now, another name, and the most important name here, is going to be DoorDash. This name is setting up exactly like Netflix. See, you guys are seeing that we're identifying the same patterns. The algo detected them, which showing that they are high quality trade setups. This case towards the downside. We want to be in favor of the downside right now because this is the current market conditions. If you check the Qs, we are just, we have declined heavily. So we always want to be usually towards in the trend of the overall market. In this case, this would be the NASDAQ. We can also check SPY, and it's exactly the same thing. We want to be usually in confluence with it in order to possibly, make the biggest momentum gains, right? So if you go to, I believe it was DoorDash, we see the exact same thing. We plotted the anchor VWAP from the high and this swing low from where the buyers came in, basically, and the exact same thing happened. The sellers that came in said, okay, buyers are present, we'll retract ourselves and we'll allow it to go a little bit higher. When this happened and they saw this, they decided to enter at those cheaper prices, like I said, and just bring the stock down and profit from that, right? Overall, collectively. So if, in this case, the same thing, we kind of found support at the 200 today. We fell below, but then we bought back up and we closed actually today above the 200 MA, showing that there is some holding there. But if the buyers fail to hold the 200 MA, right, then which also is support right there, it's forming confluence, right? You guys see the confluence here. If it fails to hold the level of 164 and 200 MA, we will be seeing further downside as well on DoorDash. We'll be expecting a decline towards here, the $140 level. Like I said, if we fail to enter the name, right? Fail to hold that. Now, on the other side, you'll be saying, well, why are you so short? Why are you looking so bearish? Well, it's because collectively, the sellers are winning and they're gaining money. So technically, there's no reason as to why we should enter long. In order for the longs to regain that momentum, and in order to be bullish again on these three stocks, and I guess the overall market would be for the price action to be back above these levels, back above these anchored VWAPs, which would be around the $194 level, which would show that collectively now these sellers are losing money. They have to cover their positions by buying, right? And then people who are seeing this strong bid are just going to cause that double buying, right? We see that exact same thing, right? So on DoorDash, in order to be long and feel confident again, we're going to have to get above and close at 194. Now for Netflix, it would have to be exactly the same thing and close above around 959 in order to be bullish again on the stock. Now, if we go to EA, exactly the same thing. In order to be long this name again, we have to close above the 200 MA and 50 MA, which is 142, in order to even consider a long entry on the name. So as we know, the overall market volatility is pretty heavy. We have seen the VIX spike up, especially after the intense sell-offs that we've seen. Just look at that. Look at the VIX. The volatility has been crazy, just following these declines, right? And we're nearing levels of August 2024, right? I think it was Black Monday, if I'm pretty certain it was that day. But we are seeing that extreme volatility, and we know that is not good. It is good for options, if you know what I mean. But this volatility is just over the roof, to be honest. So overall, you guys have 3 high probability trade setups that I personally will be looking out for, and will be updating next Monday when I post the top 3 stocks for the following week. And overall, the algo scanner is detecting the real trade setups. And if you found this valuable, drop a like. Let me know in the comments which of these ones you are watching, and subscribe so you don't have to miss the next breakdown. We do this every week to save you time and help you stay sharp. And as always, remember the goal isn't to trade more. It is to trade smarter, manage your risk, follow the structure, and let the data lead. As always, be careful, manage your risk, and don't let the market whip you out.